All right, everybody's muted and we can get started. Okay, I just gotta change up my screen here. All right, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Thank you. I have everybody muted, just so you know. So I won't be able to hear you. If you do have any questions or any difficulties, you can always call the center and send a message to Cindy's email or voicemail, and she might be able to address that. But other than that, I can't really hear you because we are recording, just so you know that. So hopefully we can kind of unmute at the end for a few minutes and just have a little talk if anybody needs, or if you have any questions, okay? We can kind of address things at the end, or like I said, you can give the center a call and Cindy might be able to see that that's accessed and we can try to fix problems, at least for next week if there's any, all right? So we'll just get rolling here. So I just want you to keep in mind a few things in case anybody new is joining us. It's hard for me to see. I can only see so many on my screen without swiping. So if there is anybody new to the class, I just want to go over the few basics. First and foremost, you never want to feel any pain. If something hurts, please come out of the pose. Get into a comfortable position, join in when you can. You want to feel better when you leave. You don't want to feel worse. So just let your practice be your own. Let your body be your teacher. I'm just here to kind of lead you through different poses, just to kind of access different things, but it doesn't mean you have to do every single pose or every variation of a pose. This is an all levels class, just so you know. It's not specifically beginner. So there are people that are at different levels. So I am going to offer several different variations of the poses, and you can choose the ones that you want to do, the one that's right for your body. And that's kind of what we're going to think about today as we go through our practice, especially is finding that fit. You want to fit yourself into your own body. Find your edge, settle into your pose, and then just let the pose teach you, do what it is meant to do. So it's just finding that perfect place, your edge, that place for you. The other thing is the breathing. In yoga, remember, we're always practicing breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, and we're getting away from that shallow chest breathing, right? When you watch a baby breathe, what do you see? Their belly rises and it falls. With every inhale, it rises. With every exhale, it falls. That's how we want to stay, but life happens, we get stressed out, and we start to breathe more shallowly to the chest. So if you learn nothing else in this class, in any yoga class, it should be to learn to breathe. That is so, so important. It's the main point of doing yoga. It helps with that calming relaxation that you're looking to get in yoga, calming the nervous system, and it just helps overall with everything you do with that breathing. You can use it when you're walking, any kind of exercise. It's really going to help you, and it's going to build that lung capacity. So with all of that being said, if you have props, I'd like you guys to have props. If you don't have blocks, grab a couple books. Grab a strap if you have it, or maybe a tie, a towel, anything that you can use for a strap, an old sock, whatever it is, grab it, doesn't matter, as long as you can use that as a strap. And also a blanket is great at the end of class if you want to cover up. And then finally today, we are going to do one pose. We're going to work a triangle pose with a chair. Now I'm going to use the arm of my couch. If you have your couch handy, you can use that, or just maybe have a chair or something nearby that's kind of high. We are going to use something like that for triangle pose a little bit later on. So hopefully most of us, I think, are in the our living rooms, or have a piece of furniture nearby that we can use. I see a kitchen, maybe a countertop. You can use anything like that, all right? So with all of that being said, we're going to get started. We're going to start today lying down, so you can have your strap nearby. Let's start in Shavasana on our backs. Legs a moderate distance apart. Let your feet fall open. Your arms are going to rest alongside you. So they should be about a foot or so away from your body. You don't want them too close. You don't want them super far away. You want them kind of right at center here, in between your shoulder and your torso. Palms are turned upward. Maybe take your shoulder blades, one and then the other, tuck them beneath you, right? So that's going to help open up your chest. It's going to help with that rotation in the wrists so that the palms can turn upward. Then create a little bit of length in the back of your neck. So just a slight tuck of your chin is going to give you some length there. And then just notice your low back a little bit. Wiggle around, see if you can let the low back surrender into the floor. All right, so we want to feel that connection. We don't want to be overarched in the back. So if you're feeling that arching, that's when you want to kind of press the low back into the floor a little bit. So our abs will be a little bit turned on. But other than that, we're just resting, letting the weight of the body settle in. Find that comfortable space for you. Fit into your own body. Make it fit. Once you're there, we want to take a moment to tune into the natural flow of breath. So this is where it starts. If you've never done this kind of yoga breathing before, start just by noticing the movement of the breath at your nostrils. See if you can feel it enter. See if you can feel it exit. And then begin to feel the movement of the breath at the abdomen. So this is where you want to start to notice that rise and fall of your abdomen. With every inhale, see if you can feel the belly rise up. With every exhale, see if you can feel it fall or soften. So important. Now, we're not really forcing the breath at this point. We're letting it find its own natural flow. But it is in and out through the nose, rise and fall of the belly. Beautiful. Now take a moment to give yourself a body scan. Here's where we're getting to know ourselves today. This is going to help us guide our practice, right? You're checking in. Scan your body from head to feet and notice what you're feeling in your energetic body. Do you feel fatigued or are you ready to go? We're not judging, just noticing. How about in your emotional body? Do you feel pretty calm today or are you a little stressed and wired? Notice without judgment. And then how about in your physical body? What's the quality there? Are there areas of tightness where you feel stuck? Or do you feel pretty open? Everything feels nice and open, spacious, free of pain, whatever that is for you, just notice. And after scanning through those areas of your body, find one place to rest that feels good. We want to start the day positive, right? So it's like, okay, here's an area that feels good today. It might be an area that typically feels pain and it doesn't today. That's something to be grateful for. Rest there in gratitude. Or maybe you already feel energized, or maybe you feel calm. Just for whatever reason, whatever your attention goes to first, rest there and just enjoy that space. Be grateful for it. Hopefully you have many areas to choose from. Some days we do, some days it's really hard to find one, right? But whatever it is for you, just rest there and enjoy that space. Then allow your breath to provide what you need in any other area. Let your full breath bring energy to your body. When you draw that breath in, it's bringing fresh energy, fresh oxygen. It's traveling through your whole body, right to the fingertips, right to the toe tips. When you exhale and that belly, that air just presses out, pushes out, right? It's taking with it any tension, any toxins, any strain, any fatigue. Let the rhythm of your breath bring calmness if you're focusing there. Or for any areas of physical tightness. Where the mind goes, the breath follows. When the breath goes to a space, energy to that space. But actually, you're not physically breathing into that space. But when you bring your awareness there, you're bringing energy there. And you can almost imagine every breath opening it up and softening it. Then finally, once you've taken care of yourself, let's begin to move into our yoga breathing. So every inhale, let's breathe in a little bit more air, higher rise with that belly. Exhale, push a little bit more air out. Get used to that fuller breath. See if you can just sip a little bit more air in every time you inhale. Push a little bit more air out every time you exhale. Then once you're comfortable with that deep breath, let's make it even. So on your next exhale, let's count 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Continue with this breathing, this even breath for a moment. Now you might notice that, you know what, my exhale is a little bit longer than a count of 3. That's fine too. If your exhale is a count of 4, it's a count of 5, just be sure that you inhale to that same count and just work with that for a moment. And then finally, once that breath is deep and even, let's start to smooth it out. So remember that water wheel, right? Inhale, flowing right into the exhale, and then it draws back in and up. On the inhale, filling up. Exhale, letting the breath pour out. Each breath flowing right into the next. The result is deep, even, smooth yoga breath. Full diaphragmatic breathing. This right here could be a whole class, right? I mean, you really learned something good here, something really special. That breath awareness, breath control. Now let's see if we can stick with that breathing and move through some postures, right? So we want to get into some of this physical stuff, but always come back to the breath whenever you think of it. So let's just start first by just starting to wake ourselves up a little bit. So maybe bring some movement to your fingers, wiggle them, stretch them, make a light fist. Same thing with your toes. Maybe then you might want to start to circle the wrists. Fingers can be spread, or you can make a light fist as you circle your wrists. Same thing with the toes. Point, flex, circle. One direction, then the other. Then maybe we can add the head and neck into this a little bit, gently side to side with the head and neck as you roll side to side. So you're doing exactly, yep, hanging out there, just moving the body. All right, now let's release the hands down, bend your knees, take your feet to mats width apart, nice and wide here. And we're just gonna gently shift the knees side to side. So the legs are a little wider apart here. Bringing as much movement as you feel comfortable with. Remember, it's your time to be kind to your body. So you wanna pay attention to what your body feels, what it needs, what feels right, what doesn't. Now remember, it's okay to feel that dull ache of a stretch, just nothing sharp, right? So you don't wanna do too little so that you're not making progress, but you don't want to force anything. The next time the legs come to one side, hold them there. Just feel the stretch and the outside of that one hip, a little bit of a twist in the low back. And now let's take it all the way over to the other side. Rest there. Nice. Return back to center. And now let's open up to a symmetrical stretch. So send your legs long. Reach your arms back. So you're pressing out through your feet, reaching your fingers to the wall behind you. And then notice your low back. See if you can engage your abdominals enough to press your low back into the floor. So what I want you to picture is a little teeny marshmallow beneath your low back. And you're trying to smush that marshmallow into the floor. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now exhale, hug the knees into your chest. Hands can be around the top of your knees or behind. So if you feel strain on the knees, just tuck them. And let's rock side to side. Whenever you pull your knees into your chest, you're allowing your low back to release to the floor. So you get a nice little massage here. This is a great place to go anytime you feel pain in your low back. Get your own personal massage here. Now let's plant the left foot to the floor. Knee is going to stay bent. Send your right leg high. Now this is where you might like that prop, that strap, sock, tie, towel, whatever you're using. Place it around the bottom of your right foot. And then press the heel toward the ceiling. Maybe you want to point the toes. Maybe you want to flex. Maybe you want to circle a little bit. You can do that even with the strap. Just take a moment. Then hold the leg still and see if you can get that feeling of fitting your leg bone, that big femur bone, right into the hip socket. Feel grounded. That's going to help you feel grounded and stable, right? We're looking for that stability. That's what we're going with today. That stability and ability is what's going to help you take new chances in these crazy times, right? And that's what we're looking for. Now, see if you can pull that leg a little closer. Feel that stretch. Notice where you feel it. Breathe into those spots. You'll notice a challenge when you're mindful. You're going to be like, I'm feeling it here. See if you can guide your breath to that space. Now, very slowly start to lengthen your left leg long, so you're reaching it down to the end of the mat. Rest the foot to the floor. We're not keeping it in the air. Feel that stretch in the front of your hip here on that left side. Still pulling that right leg toward you. Now let's take both ends of the strap into your right hand. Take your left arm out to the side, shoulder height. And we're just going to let that strap guide the leg open toward the floor on the right. So you're getting a nice deep stretch in your inner thigh. What I don't want you to do is to roll onto that right side to try to get the foot to the floor. Open your left body up. It's pressing into the floor. So that stretch is isolated to the inner thigh on the right side. See how that feels. Nice, beautiful. Looks good. Any amount of movement. And use your hand. If you don't have the strap, you're just supporting your leg with your hand. Now from here, we're going to take that leg all the way across to the other side. So guide it with the strap if you have it. We're going to lower it all the way over toward the left. So now we're getting a little twist in the low back, right? But the strap is going to be in your left hand. Take it into your left hand and open your right arm out to shoulder height. So this is going to prevent us from rolling off of the right side of the body now. Maybe you want to gaze opposite your leg. You might want to push out through the sole of your foot into that strap, or if you're supporting it with your hand, go there. But feel something, right? Yoga is all about sensation. How's your breathing? Nice. Last breath. Let's rise back up to center. Place that foot to the floor. You can release the strap. Open up to a symmetrical stretch. So let's give those legs a big long stretch. Yes. 5. Breathe deep. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hug the knees into your chest again. Rock side to side. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to drop the right foot to the floor. Send the left leg high. So strap or no strap, you choose. Press the heel up toward the ceiling, get a little stretch, and then maybe bring some movement to the foot. Wiggle, pointing, flexing, circling. Just getting some activity by the movement of the foot in the back of your leg here, wherever that is for you. Doesn't matter how high this leg is, remember that. All right, now let's press the heel out and see if you can start to draw that leg a little closer toward you, right? You're trying to bring the thigh toward the belly, right? Soft knee. Breathe into wherever you feel the challenge. Then very slowly lengthen the right leg to the end of the mat. So now that right leg is long, left leg is up. Notice that feeling in the front of that right hip flexor. It's getting some space now. Pull that left leg toward you. Now take both ends of the strap in your left hand. Right arm comes out to the side, shoulder height. Open that leg out toward the floor on the left. Let the strap or your hand guide the leg. Try not to roll off of the right side of your body, so stay stable. Feel yourself connected. Find that grounding, right? Today's practice, we want to think about just keeping ourselves going amongst all these changes, right? Still having some goals and things that we want to do. And we get that by stability and ability. All right, let's come back through center. Switch hands with the strap, left arm out to the side. Right arm is going to guide that right leg or left leg over toward the floor on the right. So a little twist here, a supine twist. Where's the sensation here? Guide your breath to that space. Feel connected in your own body. Feel the body release to the floor. Feel that femur bone firmly planted into the hip socket. Nice. Now let's return back to center. Release the strap. Open out to your symmetrical stretch. Press through the feet, reach through the fingers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug those legs in, rock side to side. All right, now let's plant the left foot to the floor, knee is bent. Send your right leg high again. This time we're crossing that right ankle over the front of the left knee. Supine pigeon, all right? So what we want to think about here is opening that knee outward. It might open far, it might not. You can use your hand to sort of press into it. It's that rotation in the hip that's going to get that knee open. So we're going to rest here in what's called supine pigeon. Just hold it here and see how it feels for you. You might feel like this is far enough. I'm really feeling something deep in that hip, right? Deep in that right hip. If you feel like you want to go a little further, sometimes I might place a block under my foot. So now that foot's lifted, I'm getting a little deeper. Sometimes I might like to pull my legs in. Maybe I can grab a hold around my left leg with my hands, scooting that right hand right in between that triangle and just interlacing my fingers and drawing those legs toward me. I might feel like I can go a little further, but I can't quite reach with my hands. So maybe I would take my strap, wrap it around that left leg and pull it in with the strap. So many different variations. Find yours. So the floor, the block, the strap, or the hands. You choose. Let's rest here for a couple of breaths. Now we're going to lower that left foot to the floor, but don't uncross your ankle just yet. We're going to do a couple of poses, or a couple more variations with this, I should say. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to let those legs drop toward the floor on the right. So take your arms out wide. Let your legs drop to the right. So what you'll notice is that that right ankle is on the side of your knee here, right? If that feels like too much of a pull on the knee or hip, unwind your legs. If you're okay here, rest in it. Just feel that stretch. So it's like you're taking that right thigh toward the floor. Gaze again can be opposite the knees. Now let's return to center. You're probably going to have to realign your hips. So push a little bit into your left foot to scoot your hips over to the right a bit. And then we're going to let the legs drop to the left. All right, so now we're in a little different variation of the twist. So this time it's like you're taking your right foot to the floor. I'll turn this way in case you need to see me. So it's more like this with that foot toward the floor, nice and open across the chest. Now let's return to center. Realign your hips, so adjust, wiggle around. Remember, fit yourself into your own body here. Let it feel right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a bridge pose, keeping the ankle crossed. Now first, I'm going to show you the modification without it crossed. We're just going to lift the hips up, reach the arms back, right? But if you can do it with the ankle crossed, we'll go there. So you're going to choose. It's going to be more challenging to have the ankle crossed. So you decide. So what we'll do is we'll take an inhale. We're going to lift the hips, reach the arms back, press the hips up. If you have the ankle crossed, open that knee out. On the exhale, roll down the spine, nice and slow and controlled. Next inhale, lift up those hips. So I'll show the uncrossed variation. If you're doing that, you're lifting the hips, both of them. And exhale, rolling down the spine. Nice. Continue to move with your own breath here. Just working that moving bridge, right? It doesn't matter which variation you're doing. Remember that one variation is not better than the other. All right, now the next time we lift, we're going to hold. Here's our challenge for some strength. All right, so whatever variation you're in, lift those hips, lift the arms. Now, if you do have the ankle crossed, try not to let that right hip drop. Try to keep it square. Here we go, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll down the spine. Nice. Open up. Big symmetrical stretch. Lengthen. Exhale. Hug those knees in. Rock side to side. So now, of course, we want to keep our sides balanced. So we want to do the same thing to the other side. So now we're going to prop the right foot to the floor. Knee is bent. Send the left leg high. Prepare to cross that ankle over the knee. Beautiful. So here we are, supine pigeon. Remember the choices? You can keep it here. Open that knee out, right? Open up that hip. Maybe you want to put that foot on a block, unless you're already feeling enough. Maybe you want to use that strap behind your right leg and pull the legs in. Maybe You want to use your hands and pull the legs in. So pick your variation and fit yourself into your own body. Scan it. Breathe into it. Now let's lower those legs down. I'm going to scoot this way. So now we're going to think about dropping those legs off to the left. Arms out, shoulder height. Keep your ankle crossed and take those legs over to the left. So that left thigh is coming toward the floor. Ankle is rested on the outside of your knee. Again, if this doesn't feel great, unwind and just stack the knees. Now let's return back to center. Fix those hips because they're probably shifted off a little bit. So scoot them over to the left a little and then let the legs fall to the right. Now it's that left foot. It's like you're trying to rest that on the floor. Arms are wide, chest is open. Return to center. Now you're either going to unwind the legs or keep them crossed. Remember, we're going to work that bridge pose. So if you want the more challenging variation, the ankle can stay crossed. If you want to unwind, go there. So the arms are out at the side or alongside the body. On your inhale, push through your feet, lift up with those hips, reach the arms back, up and back with the arms. Exhale, arms reach up as you roll down the spine, bringing those hands right alongside your torso. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms, reach them back. Exhale, roll down the spine as those arms lower. Nice. Just continue to move at your own pace. Remember, shake it out when you need to. Listen to your body. All right, this is going to be our last one. So we're going to think about holding it for strength. Ready? Inhale, lift. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Lower down. Give yourself one final symmetrical stretch. Stretch it out. Hug those knees back into the chest on your exhale. And rock side to side. Nice and easy here. Beautiful. So now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to rock and roll on the length of the spine. You might get a lot of movement here, or maybe the movement is very small. So keeping your knees hugged in, hold on behind your knees, and we're going to come forward and back on the spine. So it might be a small movement like this. Maybe it's a big movement. Maybe you can almost come up to your seat. Maybe you can throw your legs behind. Have some fun. Right? This can be very fun, very energizing. Taking those chances. All right. Now you're probably going to laugh, but I'm going to ask if anybody thinks they can. You might be able to rock up to a stand. If you can't, come up to stand however you can. But maybe you can rock up. We're going to come into ragdoll pose here. So however you can get to your feet, get there, right? We'll take our feet hips width or wider apart, knees bent. Hang out here over those bent knees, ragdoll pose. So remember, ragdoll pose is a treat for your body. So you're finding wherever it is that you need to be. Maybe you want to sway side to side. You want to get into that low back a little bit. Maybe you want to swing the arms or let them hang. Maybe you want to nod your head. See what your body needs here and take care of it. Again, one way isn't the right way. Whatever way that works for you is where you want to be. Remember to keep a nice bend in those knees. Really important here. Trying to bring that belly close to the thighs. Yes. Just get some movement going. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to do a little variation here of our forward fold. So we're going to hold on to the elbows and then see if you can bring your forehead to your forearms. Knees are still bent. See if you can rest your belly on your thighs, or as close as you can get. They might touch, might not. Now, on your next exhale, keeping your forehead on your arms, see if you can press your sit bones up toward the ceiling, keeping your belly close to the thighs. And then inhale, bend the knees again, come down, kind of round over those legs. Exhale, press up with those sit bones. Inhale, bending the knees, coming down. So just move through this again at your own pace, bending and straightening. Yes. So what you're going to find here is that when you press the sit bones up, you're getting some length in the back of your legs, but you're not necessarily jamming the knees back. So a lot of times when we come into these forward folds, we're thinking, oh, I got to straighten my legs. And it'll happen, but it happens better because you're creating length when you press those sit bones up. So you can still get that beautiful stretch and still have a bend in your knees, right? All right, the next time you send those sit bones up, forehead pressing into the forearms, hold it here. Notice your breath. Deep, even, smooth. Last one. Release those arms. Keep your knees bent. Let's roll up the spine. So let those arms hang, right? Knees are bent so spine can be rounded. Arms come up first. Shoulders and chest, then the head. Beautiful. Let's take a standing rest pose, Tadasana, mountain pose, right? So we want to feel stable and grounded. Feet hips width, toes to 12 o'clock. Lift your toes and spread them, lower them back to the floor. Press into the four corners of your feet. Your inner ankle bones drawing inward toward midline and rotating toward the back wall, right? So they're spiraling in. It's like you're screwing your feet into the floor. Soften your knees. Bring your pelvis to neutral, so slight tip. Here we're thinking about turning on the abs, right? So we want to knit the hips and ribs together. So whatever that is for you, if it's that feeling before you're going to cough, or maybe it's that drawing in, whatever it is that makes you feel stabilized in your belly, in your core. Let's take our shoulders back. Shoulder blades down and in toward the spine. Rotate the palms forward, spread your fingers. Imagine the crown of your head wants to touch the ceiling. Here's your mountain pose. Close your eyes. Tune into your breath here. Make that connection again. That movement of the breath at the abdomen, the rise and fall. Nice. Everybody looks great. You shouldn't be feeling dumping in the low back, right? Because our abs are turned on. Maybe take some of that resistance out so that you feel energized but relaxed. All right, now from here, we're going to work a balloon breath. So let's inhale, arms come up overhead. Fingertips touch. See if you can close your eyes and have your fingertips touch. It's a good way to work the brain a little bit, right? Exhale, lower down, empty the balloon. Inhale. Just working those motor skills, trying to bring those fingertips to touch. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. So just close your eyes, move with your own breath here. See if you can make that connection, fingertips to fingertips as you touch that balloon together, blow that balloon up overhead. And exhale, that balloon is deflating. Nice. The next time you fill up your balloon, hold it there. Notice your low back. Is it crunchy? Engage your abs, turn them on. Now bring the palms together on your exhale, side bend to the right, up and over. Press the palms into one another, reach those fingertips out. Inhale, return back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left, up and over. Reach up and out with those fingertips. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to take the hands to heart here, the base of your thumb right rested at heart center. So that's that space between your ribs and beneath your sternum. See if you can close your eyes and come back to your breath here. Feel the belly fill at your abdomen. Feel it rise up to that space beneath your hands or behind your hands. Yes. All awareness here. Just fill that space beneath your thumbs. All right, let's begin to move through our sun salutation. So sun A first. Take a big inhale. We'll hold the poses for a moment. Press through your feet. Turn on your abs. Lift your chest. Next exhale. Dive down, long flat back. Beautiful. Plant your hands on something, floor, the block, whatever it is for you. Press those sit bones high. Remember, use those props. Small child, pet, block, book, whatever it is. Sandy, you can use your bird. Nice. Next inhale, we'll rise up halfway. Press the crown forward, firm belly. Activate your upper back here, right? So even here, think about your shoulders drawing back, your shoulder blades down and in toward the spine. Yes, beautiful adjustments. Nice. One more breath here. Exhale, lower down. Bend your knees enough to plant your hands to the floor so you can step your right foot back, then your left. Take a plank. Now remember, plank pose. Knees can be down or lifted. Either way, those shoulders are over the wrists, maybe even a little bit more forward over the palms. Push into your fingertips. Feel your upper back open up here. Zip up your core so your hips are even with your shoulders. Now from here, you can either drop to your knees and come down through push-up, or you can do it with the feet lifted, coming down through push-up. Raise the rib cage with your elbows. Plant the tops of your feet, firmly ground them into the floor. Make that connection. Inhale, lift your chest. Hover your hands, maybe a half an inch above the floor, and drag your elbows back. Back of the neck is long, so I'm looking out just in front of my mat. Exhale, lower. You can either send the sit bones back to child's pose, or if you want to work downward dog, roll your toes under, firm up your legs, push the floor away to plank, then downward dog. So here we're going to pedal the feet a little bit. If you're in downward dog, one heel and then the other. If you're in child's pose, take a shift to tabletop and send one leg back and then the other. So we're just trying to get some length in the back of the legs here. So from downward dog or that tabletop pose, extended tabletop. Yes, just work with it. Beautiful. All right, when you're ready, we're going to either hold downward dog or tabletops. You're still just sending one leg back, pressing in, other leg back, pressing in. All right, now from here, you can lower back down to your knees. Take a step up, right foot. Take a step up, left foot. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Big breath in. Let it go. Big breath in. And out. Nice. Now let's take that other side. This time, one movement, one breath. Here we go. Inhale, arms high. Lift the chest. Dive. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left foot steps back, then right. Choose your plank. Either down through knees or through push up to your stomach, lower. Inhale, baby cobra, lift the chest, hover the hands. Exhale, lower down. Either take a child's pose or on your next inhale, roll your toes under. Exhale, push the floor away, plank to down dog. On the inhale, we're going to gaze forward. So child's pose, come to tabletop. Downward dog, step up with your left foot, all of us. Step up with right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Big breath in. Let it go. Breath in. And out. Nice. Sun B, here we go. Inhale, arms high. Lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Here it comes. Inhale, chair pose. Sit bones back and down. Chest lifts. Arms alongside the ears or at heart. Take a look down. Make sure you can see and wiggle your toes. Weight is in the heels. And if you can't see your toes, send those sit bones back a little further. Tuck the tail. Push into your hands. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale down. Beautiful. Let's take a step back with the right foot. Lower down to the knee for kneeling lunge. Hands can come to the thigh. So notice there's space between the knees. That back foot, you can be on the top of the foot. Let's all do the top of the foot today. Tuck your tail, sink your hips. Be sure that front knee is stacked over the ankle. Lift your arms. Exhale, lower the hands down. From here, we're going to step back to plank, so knees up or down, you choose. Then you're going to rock forward, knees up or down, and lower down to your stomach. Tops of the feet to the floor. This time, choose your cobra, so you can come back to baby cobra, or press into your hands, drawing the shoulders back, full cobra. Exhale, lower down. Child's pose, or roll the toes under. Press up to plank, then downward dog. All right, now let's come back either to tabletop or in downward dog. You're going to send your right leg high. So tabletop, leg back, down dog, right leg high. Hold for the exhale. Next inhale, we're going to step up with that foot between the hands, lower down. You're going to tuck your tailbone, sink your hips, lift your arms. So holding this pose, remember hips to ribs, ribs to hips. Keep engaged in your abdominals. Nice. Lower those hands down. We're going to prepare to step up to the top of the mat. So roll those back toes under, push off. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Very nice. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Big breath in. And out. Nice. Now let's take that left side. Last side here. Inhale, arms high. Lift the chest. Exhale, dive. Long, flat back. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, chair pose, sit bones down and back. Lift the chest, lift your gaze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold, step back, left foot, come down to that left knee. Tuck the tail, sink the hips, lift. Exhale, plant your hands again, take your plank. Knees down or up, rock forward, lower down to the stomach. On your inhale, choose your cobra. Exhale, lower. Child's pose, or if you're taking downward dog, roll the toes under, prepare. Exhale, plank to down dog. Next inhale, we're going to take the left leg high. So from child's pose, shift back to your tabletop, send that left leg back. Next exhale, hold here. Inhale, step that left foot forward. Come into your low lunge. Tuck the tail, sink the hips, lift the arms. Nice. Exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, step up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Let's take a rest here in mountain pose. You can keep your hands at heart center, or maybe you like them alongside. Just close your eyes and give yourself a moment for a second scan of your body. All right? So you're just checking in, seeing if you notice any changes. We scanned our body when we first came into class, right? Now we're going to scan it again and see if moving through some of those poses made any changes for you. You might notice you're more open, maybe calmer, more energized. Maybe not. Maybe you feel tighter in certain areas. It doesn't mean it's always going to be this great change. We're acknowledging and just noticing, not judging. Tune back into the flow of your breath. All right, let's blink our eyes open. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my mat sideways just because I'm going to be using the couch. Grab a hold of that chair or the couch, whatever it was that you were going to use, because we are going to move into our practice here with our prop for our triangle. So we're going to stand and we're going to work triangle pose. So I'm going to be using the arm of my couch. You can use your chair. We're going to start facing the long edge of the mat, and we're going to turn the right toes out to the side. So if you're facing forward, those toes are at 3 o'clock. Then I'm going to wedge my left heel. So now those toes are angled just slightly forward. Take a look at your front heel and make sure it's lined up with the arch of your back foot, right? So I don't want my feet all uneven, right? I want them a nice straight line, like I'm on a tightrope. So if there was a line on your floor, it would go right through the center of your front foot, right through the arch of your back. All right, now let's take our arms out to the sides. Soften your shoulders. Sometimes if you rotate the palms and then turn them back, it softens the shoulders up a bit. See if that works for you. So what we're going to do is a couple times we're going to exhale and we're going to reach out with that right hand. It's like you want to touch that wall, right? That side wall. And then come back. All right, let's reach again. Lengthen out, hinging at the hip, right? Come on back. So what I'm trying to do is find length on the underside of my belly too. Exhale, reach. Beautiful. And back. All right, now this is where we're going to use the prop. Next exhale, reach, plant your hand on your prop, bring your left hand to your hip, open up your rib cage, and then just see if you can slide that hand out on that prop. So what I'm doing here is I'm sending that left hip back, my crown forward. I'm lengthening through the underside of my body, opening up my rib cage. So you can keep your gaze to the floor. It can be to the side, or maybe you can turn it up toward the ceiling. Find your space here. See how it feels. Keep that rib cage open. So it's like you're trying to touch the back wall here with your shoulder and shoulder blade. Press into your feet, get some energy there. Micro bend if you need it in your knee. One more breath. Now bend the knee and rise. All right, shake that all out. How did that feel? Did you feel that nice stretch there? Everybody, thumbs up, yes? All right, perfect. So now we're gonna do the other side. Unfortunately, I have to turn around, but we'll do it together again. So we'll start together, but this time it's gonna be the left toes turning out to your left wall, right? And then we're wedging the right foot. So check in with your alignment. Heel and arch, legs are straight, arms come out, soften those shoulders. Now let's exhale, reach, inhale back. Beautiful. Exhale, reach, inhale back. Exhale, reach, inhale back. Last one. Here we go. We're going to exhale, reach. Take that right hand to your hip. Plant your hand on your prop. Begin to open up the rib cage. So now we're pressing this shoulder blade to the wall behind you. Reach out. Keep that rib cage open. See if you can lengthen it as far out as you can go. Beautiful. I'm just going to check on you guys here. So I'm going to scroll through the pages really quick. So if you get fatigued, come out, shake it out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Nice open rib cages. Beautiful. One last breath. All right. Bend your knee. Rise back up. All right. Good. Thumbs up. All right. Shake it all out. Perfect. All right, so now we're gonna do one more variation of this triangle before we get into a little flow. All right, so now I'm gonna ask you to take your blocks or block, and you can move it if you have to. Take them to the ends of the mat. So we're gonna work that triangle again. So let's turn out that right foot, point it to 3 o'clock, wedge the left. All right, so now we're gonna do that same action here. All right, arms out, reach. Now let's windmill the arm down. That right arm comes down. The left arm's going to reach up toward the ceiling. Find your block. Plant your hand on that block. Now if the block is too low and you notice your rib cage is folding down, slide your hand up your leg. Keep it up here. But if you can get down to that block and keep the rib cage open, go there. Choose your gaze. Push into that bottom hand to open the rib cage. Press into your feet. Space on both sides of the body. Yes. Now remember, if you're coming down here and then the chest comes like this, slide the hand up, get the rib cage open. That's more important than getting the hand down to the block. Find your breath. Fit your body into the pose. Feel those hip joints connecting. Feel those shoulders resting right into the shoulder joint, your arm. Tailbones reaching back, crown forward. Last breath. Nice. Bend the knee. Rise up. Beautiful. Give your legs a little shake. Hip circles, whatever you need. All right. So now we'll do the left side. Turn the left toes out. Wedge the right. All right, arms out to the sides. Press into your feet, reach. So we know this feeling, right? Feel that space. Now let's windmill. The hand's gonna come down, left hand. You can keep your right hand on your hip to start. Grab a hold of your block, If you can reach it and keep the rib cage open, stay here. Or maybe you can even take it lower and keep the rib cage open. Play around with it. Fit yourself into the pose. If you have to slide higher up on that leg, go there. Maybe now extend the arm. Excellent. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bend the knees. Rise up. Nice. Excellent. How did that one feel? Good? You feel like you might have been able to get a little bit lower into that pose? Just opening up those hips. All right. So we'll keep the blocks where they are. Now let's just work a little bit of strength before coming back down to the floor. So we're going to flow through a couple of poses, including that triangle pose, and you can choose the variation you want. So let's point the toes out about 45 degrees, star pose. So we're reaching those fingers. On your exhale, we're going to bend the knees, palms come together, knees direct over the toes, horse pose. Inhale, press up, star. Exhale, come down, horse. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Last one, inhale, star. Exhale, horse. All right, now we're going to hold our horses. Firm up that belly. Now, you're going to love this. We're going to work some strength here. Find a focal point. See if you can lift your right heel. Then lower. Lift your left heel. And lower. Right. And lower. Left. And lower. One more. Right. Lower. Left. Lower. Now here we're going to try to lift both heels if you can. If not, just keep alternating. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Rise up. Ah, shake it out. I know everybody loved that one, right? Do I get a thumbs up? All right. I didn't know if there was going to be a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It's a tough one. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to come back into that horse pose. We're going to move just through a couple of flow poses. So let's take our star. Exhale, horse. Now from here, we're going to pivot to a warrior 2 with the right foot. So turn the right toes out, wedge the left, warrior 2. Yes. Now on your next exhale, let's take the elbow to the thigh, left hand to the hip, open up your chest, maybe extend your arm, extended side angle. Fit yourself in the pose. Now on your next inhale, take a triangle. Straighten that leg, find your triangle, maybe your block, maybe sliding up the leg. This should feel like old news now, right? We know this pose. Last breath. Bend your knee, warrior 2, press up to star. Exhale, horse. Take it to the left side. Turn the left toes out, wedge the right. Warrior 2, stack that front knee over the ankle. Yes. Press into your feet, rip the mat apart. Exhale, extended side. Right hand to hip, left hand to thigh. Open up the rib cage. Extend your arm. Fit yourself in. Now inhale, straighten the leg triangle. Find your triangle. We've been here, we're warmed up for it. See where you can go. Last breath. Nice. Now bend that front knee. We're going to pivot to the top of the mat. Bend to your back knee. Slide that foot back. Child's pose. Take a few moments here in child's pose. Recover. All right, next exhale. Roll up your spine. If you're okay on your knees, stay here. If it bothers the knees, you can come onto your seat. So what we're going to do here is what's called a bellows breath. So uncontrolled high blood pressure, recent abdominal surgery, asthma, hiatal hernia, just breathe naturally here, okay? If you're able to do this, we're going to first lift the arms up. So whether you're seated or if you're on your knees, arms come high, reach, zip up your core, nice and long. Nice. Now we're going to bend the elbows, press your fingers right into your shoulders. We're going to work like a washing machine here. So if you need to do this slow, just with a natural, easy breath, we're going to inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Now, if you're able to, if you don't have any of those contraindications that I mentioned, we're going to do this a little bit quicker. So stay with that easy breath if you're not ready, if you shouldn't be doing this. If you're able to, we're going to exhale left, 1 second each breath. Inhale left, exhale right. So inhale through the nose, active inhale, forceful exhale out the nose, nice and quick. Keep it going. Other than that, you're going nice and slow. One more. And rest. Nice. Shake out your legs if you need to. You can stretch them out from tabletop. All right. So now we're going to do that one more time. Stay with the easy breathing if you need to. If you're good to do this variation, fingertips into your shoulders, long spine. Inhale this time to the right. Exhale left. So let's begin. 1 second each breath. One more. And done. Nice. Beautiful. Let's come into child's pose quickly. Take a little rest here. Stack your forearms. Rest your forehead on your forearms. All right, let's roll up the spine. We're going to come onto our sit bones, and we're going to roll back to the floor. Keep your blocks handy because we're going to use them for the last couple poses before relaxation. So we're going to start with a boat pose, keeping these blocks right about mid-thigh. I want you to reach your hands onto them, press into them. So when your feet are on the floor, pressing in, you're creating a V here. This might be enough, right? Great core work. We're going to hold it here. If you're pretty, now keep the hands, energy, pressing into the block. Maybe lift your legs. Press into that block with your hands. Lift your chest. Maybe you can straighten the legs. Now let's gradually roll down to our low back for a low boat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hug. Ah, nice. Hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Now from here, we're going to take a supported bridge. So take a block, rest it underneath your sacrum, your low back. Arms are going to reach toward your heels. This might be a great place for you to be. If you want to stay here, stay here. I'm going to offer one more variation if anybody wants to try. You can lift your feet off the floor. We're going to take eagle legs. So we're going to cross the right leg over the left. Maybe you can wrap the foot around the ankle, maybe not, doesn't matter. Press your low back into that block and then very slowly Start to lower the left toes to the floor. They might touch, might not. It's okay. Don't force it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Lift the legs if you took those eagle legs. We're going to switch. Just stay with the block under the sacrum if you're just working the supported bridge. Cross the left over right. Wind. Lower those toes toward the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, unwind, slide that block out, take a happy baby pose. Nice wide legs, grab a hold along your shins, your ankles, your calves, the sides of your feet, pressing those knees down and rock side to side. Spend whatever time you need here in this pose or any other pose you need to release any tension. And then when you're ready, you can move into your final relaxation pose. Shavasana, legs up the wall, whatever it is for you. Don't forget your blanket or your pillow. Take that time to fit yourself into your body. So today our practice was just to help us live a more abundant life, even with all these crazy changes that we have going on, right? By finding that stability, right? Stability and ability. And just working where you need to work to get there. That all can start within our yoga practice. Once you're in your pose, lying down, close your eyes. Make those adjustments to your feet. Feel the back side of your body release into the floor. Palms turned upward. Hear the sounds around you without reacting to them. Let them come, let them go. Sense the space around you and become aware of this moment in time. Rest your awareness on your own body and just sense it again from head to feet. Notice how with time a feeling of stillness arises. You can allow that stillness to be a comfort and a friend. When your body is still and rested, allow your mind to draw inward to the flow of your breath. Become the passive observer of your own breath. Notice each nourishing inhale as your belly gently rises and each cleansing exhale as your belly slowly falls. And notice how with time that breath becomes a smooth, unbroken stream, flowing without sound, without pause. Inhale to exhale, exhale to inhale again and again. Now carry that breath with you to the crown of your head and rest there. Use your breath to soften any tension downward through your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyes. Feel your nose soften and feel the touch of breath at your nostrils, the warmth of every exhale and the coolness of every inhale. Relax the muscles of your lower face, your neck from top to bottom. Feel your throat relax. Soften the muscles across your shoulders and feel the bones become heavy and sink deep into the mat. Soften your arms from top to bottom and feel the weight of your arms Sink downward into the mat. Your hands become soft and limp as you allow the tension to flow outward through your fingertips. Rest your awareness now at your upper chest and soften there. Breathe in relaxation across your ribs to your belly. And from your upper back down the length of your spine. Feel the muscles of your middle and low back begin to let go as your upper body sinks deeper and deeper into relaxation. Breathe in relaxation and breathe out tension. Continue to soften downward across the hips and the glutes. Feel the weight of your thigh bones become heavier and heavier as your thigh muscles surrender their hold. Relax across your knees, your shins, your calves, ankles, feet, and toes. Allow your whole body to relax from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. And any last bits of tension flow outward through your feet. Enjoy this feeling of total relaxation in your body for just a few moments more. Notice your breathing, your soft muscles, and your calm, still mind. Peace, peace, peace. Take a moment now to begin to prepare your body to reawaken, if you're ready. Again, you're home. You can stay there longer if you like. Maybe bring some movement to your fingers and toes, your head and neck. Then gently rub the palms of your hands together. Place your warmed palms over your eyes and open your eyes to the warmth and energy of your own hands. Slowly draw your hands down to let in the light of day and just give yourself a moment to massage your temples, your forehead, maybe your neck, your shoulders, whatever feels right. And then when you feel ready to move, maybe you want to open up to a stretch or hug your knees in, maybe you want to add a twist, whatever you need. And then finally, before rising to your seat, take a moment to roll to your right side. In that fetal pose, give your heart one final moment of rest. Feel the weight melt away from your heart and let it feel light. When you feel ready to return to your seat, press up very slowly and carefully, taking a seated pose just for a moment of gratitude to your own body for moving you in and out of the poses and allowing you some stillness. And then a moment to acknowledge and appreciate the positive energy that each one of us has brought into this virtual space today. And together, we'll say namaste. Thank you. Have a great day. I will unmute you guys.